The story begins as our protagonist wakes up in the body of a young noble named Liam Hamilton and panics upon realizing he's now a child in a different world. His father scolds him for making a scene, but in a rare good mood, just tells him to sit down and not embarrass the family. Liam hopes it's just a dream, but after waking up again the next morning still in this body, he realizes this is real. His maid informs him he's the fifth son of a count, and the party he remembers was for the birth of his new sister. Later, he talks to his older brother Bruno, who explains that the Hamilton family is about to lose its noble status unless they accomplish something meaningful soon. 3 generations of failure leads to demotion. Their father and oldest brother Albrevet are desperate to do something impressive to keep their rank. Bruno, however, isn't too worried. He doesn't care much about being noble. Liam, being new to this world, doesn't either. Just then, their tutor arrives to start magic lessons. Liam is excited and Bruno points him to the family's grimoires, though he warns that most people can't use magic. Still, Liam tries a basic fire spell from a grimoire, and is shocked when he succeeds on his first try. He asks his father for access to the grimoire library, and though his father clearly dislikes him, he allows it. Over the next few days, Liam learns all the basic elemental spells and can even cast them without needing to read. Bruno is amazed. When he asks Liam if he's aiming to become the next family head, Liam says no. He just loves magic. As Liam begins studying ice magic, his father calls him in. Now that he's heard about Liam's talent, he's suddenly invested. Liam demonstrates his skills, and his father, thrilled at the potential, tells him he can use any resources he needs for his training. At that moment, a report comes in about a suspicious man on their land, but Liam isn't concerned. He heads into the woods to practice and runs into a strange man under a tree. The man assumes Liam is here to arrest him, but Liam says he doesn't even know who he is. After realizing Liam's studying magic, the man offers to teach him a better way to use it. He introduces Liam to a technique that allows him to use multiple spells at once. Liam picks it up quickly, impressing the man by casting 2 spells at the same time on his first try. The man explains that the technique only works using prime numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 5, etc., and that the limit depends on your total magic power. His own current limit is 13, but he could go higher once his power grows. He says Liam is close to reaching the next tier and gives him a special ring filled with hundreds of spells. Liam puts it on, feels a rush of magic, and tests a windbolt spell in the woods. When he turns to thank the man, he's gone. His maid shows up and warns him about a dangerous man in the area, then hands Liam a grimoire from his father. After she leaves, the man reappears and shows Liam how to summon elemental spirits and store them in the ring. Once he finishes, the man vanishes for good, leaving a note in the dirt telling Liam to keep training, and not to snitch. Liam learns more from that one meeting than he ever could have alone, and sees the man as his master. A month later, Liam's magic has improved a lot. Bruno visits and is shocked to find that Liam has made white charcoal, which is difficult even with equipment, and a bag of lacro crystals, which require 5 types of magic. Liam admits it took a while to get it right, but he figured it out. Bruno, impressed, says Liam will be fine on his own. He also reveals he's getting married into a lesser noble family for more freedom. Before leaving, Bruno gives Liam some advice. Their father originally wanted a daughter to marry into royalty, but when Liam was born instead, he was seen as a disappointment. To save the family's name, their father once sent 1,000 men to slay a sealed monster, but the mission failed horribly. Bruno thinks the family is doomed and encourages Liam to find his own path. Inspired, Liam decides to earn his independence by selling the things he creates. The white charcoal sells well, but he needs something more profitable. After eating at a ramen shop, he comes up with an idea: instant noodles. Using spirits, he cooks and dehydrates them so they last longer. When he brings them to the merchant guild, they refuse to sell his product without written approval from his father or Albrevet. Liam knows he won't get permission without losing the profits, so he gives up. It turns out Albrevet ordered the rejection. He's jealous of Liam's success. But Liam won't be stopped. He uses the ring to make an item box, creates a clone of himself, and sends it to a neighboring region to sell his products. It works. His clone makes steady sales. While Liam trains using the clone, he finally masters the magic missile spell and is proud of how far he's come. Suddenly, Liam hears someone approaching. He dispels his clone and goes to investigate, only to find Albervet. Without delay, Albervet asks what Liam plans to become. Liam knows he's only asking to assess if Liam poses a threat to his position as family successor. But Liam has no interest in family politics and answers honestly. He wants to be independent. Relieved, Albervet offers to recommend him to the Hunters Guild to help speed up that process. Later, Liam arrives at the guild. Everyone stares, doubting someone his age belongs there. At the front desk, he meets the guild master, who already heard about him but insists on a test. He tells Liam to cast a spell using any incantation, but Liam doesn't even know what an incantation is. Expecting something average, the guildmaster is shocked when Liam fires a spell powerful enough to almost kill him. Fortunately, Liam didn't aim directly. Impressed and a little shaken, the guildmaster grants him B rank status. As Liam prepares for his first mission, a girl approaches. She introduces herself as Asuna Aku, says she was impressed by his power, and asks to team up. Liam agrees, and Asuna excitedly grabs his hand and pulls him along. Liam is confused. They haven't gotten a mission. Asuna explains that only A-rank parties get assigned missions. Everyone else hunts monsters for rewards. As luck would have it, they quickly encounter a wolf, but it's a whole pack. Asuna is unsure they can handle so many, but Liam thinks otherwise. He summons earth spirits to bait the wolves. When the wolves bite, the gnomes expand and trap their jaws. Asuna finishes them off. In total, they defeat 42 wolves. They present the carcasses to the guildmaster, who is so impressed he gives them a special mission: eliminate an armored caterpillar blocking the road before an important guest arrives. They track the creature down, but it's immune to both Asuna's attacks and Liam's magic. Nothing works. During a break, Asuna jokes only a meteor could break its shell. Inspired, Liam asks her to distract the caterpillar while he prepares. Once it's in position, Liam drops a massive boulder from his item box, killing it instantly. He had already sensed a second caterpillar nearby, so he repeats the process. The guildmaster is amazed and gives them 5 times the original reward. A few days later, townsfolk gather to welcome the important visitor. Liam's father and Albervet are also present. The guest, Jam Stanley, unexpectedly shows interest in Liam and asks how he got Raymond's ring. Jam suspects Liam stole it, but Liam protests, explaining how he met Raymond in the forest and became his student. Jam laughs. It sounds just like something Raymond would do, and apologizes for the accusation. Curious about Liam's strength, Jam tells his assistant Simone to stand aside and asks Liam to fire his strongest spell. Liam agrees and recites an incantation using the names of his favorite idols, boosting his power. Instead of his usual 7 missiles, he casts 11, overwhelming Simone's shield and hitting him. Jam, impressed by the spell's scale, grants Liam the title of Knight, officially making him independent. Albervet likely won't bother him anymore. Jam then asks if Raymond ever played pranks on Liam. Liam remembers that while practicing his item box, he accidentally drained a lake and found a letter from Raymond. It claimed he wanted to give Liam 100 kilograms of gold as a gift, but the gold had sunk, so he turned it into gold dust and dumped it into the river instead. Liam thought it was a waste, but Jam suspects there's more to it. Taking the hint, Liam returns to the lake. This time he filters the water with his item box to separate the gold dust. Doing so reveals a hidden door. Inside, he finds another note from Raymond and a powerful grimoire. It's his real graduation gift. The book contains a spell called Another World, which creates a private dimension Liam controls entirely. After much trial and error, he manages to activate it and is thrilled by the possibilities. Soon after, Liam and Asuna go hunting again. This time, they face a giant frog. Liam uses fire spirits, but they're ineffective. The frog begins charging a devastating attack. Liam quickly pulls Asuna into his private dimension, shielding them both. Once the frog exhausts itself, they defeat it and return with its magic stone. The guildmaster is stunned. It was an A-rank quest, and they made it look easy. However, the guildmaster only praises Liam, which upsets Asuna. She reminds him that she was part of the fight too. Embarrassed, the guildmaster admits he forgot she was even there. Liam did most of the work. Noticing her frustration, he jokingly suggests that Liam make her his slave, so she can grow stronger in proportion to his strength. Both are initially hesitant, but when they learn that this would make Asuna stronger as his familiar, she eagerly agrees. Asuna knows she'd be bound to Liam's commands after the familiar contract, but she trusts him and wouldn't mind even if he made a pervy request. After the ritual, she vanishes, then reappears behind Liam, having moved too fast to see. She's gained a unique skill, Speedster. Liam's fascinated and wants to try again, though few would give up their freedom. Asuna suggests her friend Jode, who agrees since she's got nothing better to do. After their contract, Jode walks out, returns with 2 sandwiches, and gives one to an injured man. His hand heals instantly. Her skill, healing through food. A few days later, Liam meets with James, who says Princess Scarlet is visiting. Liam doesn't get why royalty cares, but James reminds him he completed an A-rank quest, casts 11 spells at once, and grants people unique skills. Scarlet wants to see his familiars in action. Liam refuses, saying Jode and Asuna are his friends, not performers. After he leaves, it's revealed the maid nearby was the princess in disguise. Instead of offended, she's intrigued and wants to test him in person. The next day, Liam is summoned to meet her. She praises his feats, especially killing the frog monster without high-level magic, and again asks to see his familiar's powers. Liam stands firm, he won't exploit them. Scarlet laughs, impressed by his conviction, and rewards him with the title of Baron. Liam's stunned but grateful, especially for the familiar contract grimoire she also gives him. He's more excited about that than the title. While practicing in the woods, Liam is visited by his older brother Bruno, who congratulates him. Bruno explains that, while a baron is technically below a count, Liam's earned title carries more respect than their father's inherited one. Liam doesn't care about rank, he just wants to learn magic. Meanwhile, Albervit stews in jealousy. Hearing maids praise Liam, he lashes out, demanding to know if they think Liam is better. Though they secretly do, they lie to appease him. Furious, Albrevit vows to prove himself. Later, Liam, Asuna, and Jod meet in town and officially form a party. On a forest quest, Jod snipes a wolf, and Asuna finishes it off. Liam notes Asuna's speed boost and enhances Jod's vision with a spell. Asuna asks for one too, but Liam warns combat boosts might harm her body. Vision upgrades are safer. Jode is thrilled with her new sniper-like eyesight. Returning to the guild, they find chaos. Albrevit broke the forest seal, trying to prove himself. Soldiers are dead or wounded. Liam finds Albrevit injured but defiant until the guildmaster knocks him out. He explains that Albrevit unsealed the dragon fiend Raiden, and his 3 mini-dragons are rampaging. Raiden must be resealed soon, or worse will come. Liam and his party confront the mini-dragons. Asuna's nearly roasted, and Liam's magic is useless, so he opens his another world gate, trapping them in a pocket dimension. The guildmaster is shocked Liam beat them solo. During the sealing ritual, Liam is pulled into Raiden's mind. The dragon senses Liam's unusual soul and offers to join him. Liam accepts, and Raiden fuses with him, leaving a dragon mark on his hand. Back in the forest, Liam tests his new powers. He can now cast 17 spells at once, though the mana surge makes everyone pass out. He contains it quickly and apologizes, offering gold to cover the medical costs. Later, Liam is visited by Princess Scarlet again. She's impressed with his holy magic and would have promoted him further, but nobles blocked it. Instead, she grants him the Order of the Phoenix 3rd class and gives him hush money to keep the Raiden fusion secret. She doesn't want panic. Liam still doesn't understand why it matters, but he's not going to argue with a princess. James grew suspicious after hearing Liam got hush money from the princess and called him in for questioning. Liam tried to deny anything significant happened, but James pushed until Liam finally cracked and revealed he could use holy magic. To prove it, Liam demonstrated a spell that removes negative status effects, like petrification and poison. James was amazed but said it made sense, as holy magic is considered divine. Curious, James asked if Liam knew about the War of the Three Dragons. Liam didn't, so James explained. 3 dragons once fought until one emerged victorious, thanks to holy magic. That dragon later joined with a human to help found the kingdom. Liam misinterpreted joined as a marriage, but James clarified it's more like Liam's connection to Raiden, who had entered his body. James then told Liam that the Hamilton family's noble status came from their grandfather sealing a dragon fiend, but Raiden isn't a fiend. He's actually the kingdom's founding dragon, meaning the family sealed away the nation's founder by mistake. If this became public, the Hamiltons would lose their noble status, something his father and Albeit would desperately fight to keep. Worse, James feared Raiden might want revenge for being sealed. But Liam spoke with Raiden in his mind, who assured him he wasn't angry and only wanted to observe Liam's growth. James was relieved and said Liam might even be the kingdom's savior for earning Raiden's trust. Later, as Liam approached the guild, Asuna and Jode suddenly dragged him away. They explained the guild was packed with people wanting to join his party after hearing he defeated a dragon fiend, and they'd compiled a list of hopeful adventurers. None were impressive, but the final decision was Liam's. Liam headed home to review the list, but was immediately met with a stack of marriage proposals from noble girls hoping to marry him. He expected some attention, but not this overwhelming response. Even his brother Bruno showed up with a letter, curious about the sudden flood of proposals. Liam only shared his secret with James and the princess, but the hush money made other nobles suspect something big. It was a hassle, but Liam enjoyed the fame. That same day, Liam invited Asuna and Jode into his pocket dimension, where he showed them a large house he had moved there using his item box. Asuna worried the house might vanish like the Raiden Juniors did in the past, but Liam assured her the spell was now fully stable. Asuna and Jode enjoyed the house, but Jode pointed out that the constant brightness made it impossible to sleep. Liam summoned a shade spirit to darken the space, but it worked too well. The room became pitch black. Lighting the fireplace with a fire spirit didn't help. The place now looked like a horror scene. When asked, the shade said it couldn't adjust the darkness because it was low level. Although a mid-level shade could, Liam hadn't learned how to summon one yet. Asuna joked that it would be nice if the shade could just level up, which reminded Liam that familiar contracts can do that. He formed a contract with the shade, causing it to evolve to mid-level and gain control over its darkness. The shade thanked him and told Liam he could store him using his magic ring. Surprised, Liam tested it and successfully absorbed the shade into the ring. Excited, he repeated this with the rest of his spirits, leveling them up and storing them in the ring, essentially creating his own mid-level summoning grimoire. The next day, Liam went into the forest at Raiden's request and summoned a Raiden Jr., who opened a barrier that revealed dozens of hidden pixies. The pixies panicked at seeing a human, but Liam calmed them, explaining Raiden had sent him. Pixie wings are valuable potion ingredients, so humans had nearly hunted them to extinction. Raiden had protected them by creating the barrier but couldn't maintain it, now that he resided inside Liam. He asked Liam to protect them instead. Liam wanted to form familiar contracts with the pixies and asked if they agreed. They trusted him since Raiden sent him, and Raiden suggested Liam name them, as names grant extra power. When Liam formed the first contract and named the pixie Reina, she unexpectedly evolved into an elf. Liam was baffled, but Raiden explained that the magic from naming and contracting combined and triggered the evolution. Raiden advised Liam to name all his familiars going forward. After seeing Reyna transform, the rest of the pixies eagerly lined up to be named and contracted, evolving into elves one after another. When it was done, Reyna asked for Liam's orders. Liam hadn't thought that far ahead, but told them to build a village for themselves. He also named Reyna as their leader, partly because she was the first to evolve, and partly because hers was the only name he could remember at the moment. After the elves began building their village, Liam was completely drained from using so much magic. Soon, he sensed a strong magic source deeper in the forest and found a golden fruit filled with mana. Reyna explained it was made by pixies collecting ambient mana, like mana honey. Liam ate it, which not only restored his magic, but also expanded his capacity. He could now cast 19 spells without chanting. The next day, when Liam checked on the village, Reyna admitted they didn't know how to build proper houses. Liam was ready to teach them, but got interrupted when a scream rang out. Bandits had entered the forest and tried to kidnap Sui, one of the elves. Liam quickly summoned a clone to simultaneously attack and defeat the bandits. Realizing the forest was too dangerous for the elves, Liam decided to move them. He planned to use his pocket dimension, but worried it was too small, until he discovered it had expanded, likely thanks to the mana honey. He told the elves to get inside, then transported them to his own land. When they arrived, the elves were amazed to be in a completely new place and asked Liam to become their king. Liam agreed to lead them, but didn't want to be called a king to avoid political trouble. For 4 days, he trained to master new teleportation magic Raiden had given him. Once ready, he moved everyone 100 kilometers away to a place called the Sealed Islands, which Raiden had locked away but now granted them permission to use. Liam left a Raiden Jr. to protect the elves and teleported home. Soon after, the princess visited him, asking if Raiden ever mentioned the Promised Lands. Liam didn't know of such a place but remembered the Sealed Islands. She asked to go there, and Liam agreed, if she brought a court engineer for his upcoming project. Instead of taking the real engineer, Liam created a clone of Golak and teleported with the princess to the Sealed Islands. When they arrived, the princess immediately believed this was the Promised Lands from legend, where humanity's salvation awaited. She showed Liam a royal family ring, said to be the key, which began to react to him. When Liam touched it, a huge section of the land floated at his command. The princess knelt and begged Liam to build a nation here for humanity's sake. Liam didn't want the responsibility, but with her full support and resources, he had little choice but to accept. Under the Golak clone's guidance, the elves made steady progress on their village, while Liam focused on clearing out monsters. After defeating a giant turtle, he noticed Princess Scarlet watching him. She was mesmerized by his magic, but Liam told her she didn't need to serve him since she outranked him as a princess. Scarlet insisted she wanted to. Her family's dragon blood usually meant political marriages, but she'd rather serve under the dragon god Raiden. Raiden, impressed by Scarlet's devotion, told her to head 1 kilometer north. Following his instructions, they found ancient ruins with a metal dragon inside. When they approached, the dragon activated and prepared to attack. Raiden explained it was one of his ancient guards, but if Liam destroyed a letter on its forehead, it would submit. Liam teleported up and pierced the letter with a holy lance, disabling it. The dragon then detected Scarlet's dragon blood and chose to obey her. Scarlet gladly accepted the dragon as her guardian and decided to stay with it until it recovered. Liam still felt awkward about her serving him, but Raiden said maybe Liam just needed to become someone worthy of it. Suddenly, Liam sensed a disturbance at the elf village. When he teleported there, he found it in ruins. Wolfmen had attacked, believing Liam's group were trespassers. Before Liam could explain, the Wolfman leader charged at him, forcing him to defend himself. Liam revealed a Raiden Jr. to prove his connection to Raiden. Realizing their mistake, the Wolfmen sincerely apologized. The elves forgave them, and the girls even suggested the Wolfmen become Liam's familiars. Their leader Chris agreed, and Liam formed a contract with her. The next day, with the Wolfmen helping, the village was rebuilding quickly. Chris happily greeted Liam and said they were still fixing the house they damaged. She apologized again, but Liam said it was fine as long as they helped. He wished he could speed things up with magic, but his ring didn't have a repair spell. Raiden told him to create one. Liam, surprised he could invent spells, carefully visualized the repair process and cast it. When Chris smashed a piece of wood, it instantly repaired itself. Liam named the spell Heat Memory, which locked objects in a fixed state so they would automatically return to normal if damaged. After mastering it, he began experimenting and invented explosive magic missiles. Before he could go further, someone called him urgently. Humans had invaded the land and were hunting nearby pixies. Liam rushed to confront the intruders, warning them this was his nation now. They laughed and ignored him until he fired a warning shot, showing them he wasn't to be taken lightly. The soldiers ignore Liam's warning and attack, leaving him no choice but to defeat them all. Afterward, he returns to the village, where Arnia thanks him for protecting the pixies. They had fled here after soldiers tried to capture them. Liam tells them they're welcome to stay and offers to form contracts with them, but there are so many that he spends quite a while naming each one. The next day, Liam meets with the girls in his pocket dimension and shows them a helmet from the invaders. Scarlet recognizes it as belonging to the kingdom of Pea, which borders the Promised Land, along with Junil and Quador. Now that Raiden's illusion barrier is gone, all three kingdoms are likely planning to seize the land. Scarlet says the only way to stop this is for Liam to establish his own nation. He already has land and people, but he'll need military power to defend it. Chris volunteers to lead the nation's defense, swearing to protect the Promised Land at all costs. Liam agrees, trusting the Wolfmen's strength. Scarlet advises him to continue building the village and repelling invaders until the neighboring kingdoms see him as too powerful to oppose. Things escalate quickly. The next day, Leonardo, a noble from the kingdom of Jill, arrives to propose an alliance. The king even offers Princess Scarlet's hand in marriage. Liam is suspicious but realizes Jill must have discovered his connection to Raiden. Unsure, Liam creates a telepathy spell on the spot to ask Scarlet's opinion. She tells him to accept. The marriage would buy them peace to grow their nation. Liam agrees but asks to postpone the wedding by a year to build a worthy kingdom. Leonardo accepts. Liam visits Scarlet's mansion in the royal capital, sending a clone to travel with her before teleporting his real body in. While there, he senses Raiden's energy coming from the estate's cathedral. Scarlet shows him a statue of Raiden, preserved by her maternal family for generations. Raiden, surprised, asks Liam to cast an all-clear spell on it. The statue glows and transfers power into Scarlet, who finds herself clad in powerful golden armor. Curious, she tries casting Liam's Holy Lance spell and succeeds, though it drains her mana completely. Raiden explains the armor amplifies magic and grants access to his holy spells, but Scarlet's body isn't yet strong enough to handle its full power. Liam says he can recreate the lower-tier armor sets that were lost long ago. Raiden, amused, agrees to help. Liam asks Scarlet to gather High Mithril, which she can easily obtain. With the materials ready, Liam crafts a new armor set for Scarlet. After activating it with her blood, she can now wear it and use Raiden's spells without collapsing. Raiden is impressed by Liam's skill. He also tells Liam about his most powerful armor, the Ruin Guardian, which Raiden himself wore in the War of the Gods. He encourages Liam to try it. Back in the village, Liam forms a contract with the Guardian Raiden statue. The armor transforms and equips itself onto Liam, instantly granting him the ability to cast 37 spells at once. The overwhelming power knocks Liam out from mana exhaustion. Scarlet rushes to him, but he reassures her he's fine. Raiden is amazed. Only 3 people have survived using the Ruin Guardian, and Liam is the first to successfully cast a spell while wearing it. If he can master it, Raiden says, Liam could one day rule the world. For now, Liam recovers using Monic crystals and decides to pause his training with the armor, storing it in his item box. Liam teleports Scarlet back to the capital, then heads to the village to check on things. Everything seems fine until Reyna approaches with urgent news. A group of violent trolls has been spotted nearby. Trolls can be friendly or aggressive, but these ones could pose a real threat. Since emissaries from other kingdoms will keep visiting, Liam decides it would be best to recruit the trolls to avoid future conflicts between them and the humans. Liam goes to meet the trolls and is quickly confronted by their leader, who demands to know why he's there. Liam explains he's building a nation and wants them to join, but the troll refuses to trust humans and tells Liam to leave. Before Liam can respond, the troll attacks. Liam dodges carefully, not wanting to harm him, but during the fight, he accidentally falls into a hole and gets trapped. The troll lands a direct hit, but Liam manages to equip his Guardian Raid armor just in time, saving himself, though it drains a lot of his mana. Surprised Liam survived, the troll prepares to strike again, but Liam points to the troll's own people, who were injured by the flying debris. Realizing he may have gone too far, the troll calms down and agrees to listen. Liam explains that his village currently includes elves and werewolves, but more humans might arrive soon, which could lead to conflict and possibly the humans hunting the trolls. He invites the trolls to join his village to prevent this. The troll leader says he wants to see the village before deciding. Liam teleports them there, and the trolls are amazed by what they see. Just then, Chris spots the troll leader and immediately attacks him, knocking him to the ground. Liam is confused, but Chris explains they have a long history of fighting. She's beaten him 307 times, and he's beaten her 370 times. She's disappointed in their last fight and asks if he got weaker. Liam reminds her that she's a werewolf now, so the troll didn't get weaker. She just got stronger. Annoyed, the troll agrees to form a contract with Liam to power up. Liam names him Guy, and the contract evolves him into a Gigas, much stronger than before. Chris immediately challenges him again, and this time Guy is able to block and counter her attacks. Their brawl is intense, and the other trolls watch in amazement. Liam offers to name the rest of the trolls, and they happily accept. After naming 50 trolls, Liam asks them to help him collect large rocks from the canyon. Guy and the trolls get to work, while Chris tries to help but isn't nearly as strong. She refuses to quit but eventually collapses under the weight. Guy lifts the boulder off her and checks if she's okay. Chris is fine but embarrassed and runs off. Once the rocks are gathered, Liam thanks everyone. Guy is still curious about why Liam needed them. Liam explains that he noticed a lot of ores in the area and wants to melt the rocks to extract the metals. To help, he summons Salamander, a gnome, to build a furnace and begin the process. Liam successfully extracts metals from the rocks, mostly iron, some copper and gold, and a small amount of mithril. He's especially pleased with the mithril, even though there's not much of it. Liam asks Radon if it is really necessary to use mithril for the armor, and Radon says mithril is vital since no other metals are strong enough to handle the stress the armor will go through. However, while Liam still doesn't have enough mithril, he does have a ton of iron, so he decides to just try his luck with the iron and see how it turns out. He melts down the iron and has his gnome make the mold for the armor so he can pour in the metal. Once that's done, he begins infusing it with Radon's mana, while also giving it a name for good measure. He decides to name the battle armor Apollo, after the sun, and after pulling it out of the mold, we see that the Apollo battle armor was made in the shape of the sun. Liam figured that naming it would be more effective if the armor's form and its name matched, and it seems to have worked because the battle armor creation was successful. However, Liam runs into a separate problem that evening. Even though he successfully made battle armor out of iron, he still needs to come up with individual names for the armor sets for them to work, and he's all out of ideas for good names. After racking his brain all night, Liam was able to make 15 sets of armor, so he decided to distribute them evenly among the elves, werewolves, and trolls. Everyone gathers outside to test their new armor with mock battles, and both Guy and Chris seem to be enjoying themselves since they are stronger than ever before. Just then, a group of bandits happens to find their way into the forest. As soon as they spot the elves, they immediately plan to kidnap and sell them all for money. However, they must be lacking a few brain cells because they think it's a good idea to threaten the elves here, even though there's a group of trolls and werewolves right next to them. The leader of the bandits declares that he will be taking the elves with him, and as long as they cooperate, he won't have to hurt them. Liam thinks he should do something, but before he can act, Rena tells him to let them handle this on their own. She then calls over one of the weakest elves, Mina, and tells her to beat up those bandits. Normally, Mina wouldn't be able to hurt a fly, but with the armor Liam gave her, she's able to instantly knock out all the bandits. Liam is amazed by how much strength the armor granted Mina, so if he can just make enough for all the elves, they'll be able to defend themselves from any future threats. But that means he's gonna have to come up with even more names for the armor. While Liam is agonizing over it, the bandit leader manages to sneak up behind him and tries to use Liam as a hostage, demanding that everyone listen to him if they don't want Liam to die. However, no one reacts because they know the bandit can't hurt Liam, and a second later Liam hits him with a power missile straight to the chin. The rest of the bandits finally realize that they are no match for Liam after seeing their boss get uppercut into a coma, so they turn and flee the forest. That night, Liam goes into his pocket dimension because there's something he needs to do there. He summons a bunch of water spirits and tells them that he collected a lot of sea water and would like them to separate the salt from the water so the people of the village can use it. The water spirits agree to help, so Liam begins dumping the salt water, and they begin purifying it. However, one of the water spirits comes up to Liam because she has something to say. Liam doesn't recognize her at first, but she explains that she was the first water spirit Liam formed a contract with, and she wants to express her gratitude because she has been able to do a lot more ever since she evolved thanks to him. She's even learning to possess physical objects now. Although the spirit monarch doesn't like it when spirits interfere with the physical world too much, Liam is intrigued after hearing that there's a spirit monarch, but he's even more interested in the fact that the water spirit can possess objects. Starting from mid-level, a spirit can possess objects, and spirit-possessed equipment is known to be particularly powerful. Liam comes up with a good idea. He asks the water spirit if she would be willing to help him out with a little experiment, and she says she is more than happy to help. First, Liam names the water spirit Zero for an additional buff, and after creating one more battle armor in the shape of a water spirit, he has Zero possess it. He successfully creates possessed battle armor, so he does the same thing with the fire spirits, and gives all 3 armor sets to Reyna, Chris, and Guy. This drastically increases their power once more, and they are all eager to use their strength to serve Liam. While Liam is only doing this to make sure he can protect his nation, he has already amassed enough military power to take over all the surrounding nations if he chooses to, and he has no plans of slowing down anytime soon, because the pursuit of magic is all that matters to Liam. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to check out the next one on your screen, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Goodbye.